Hello everyone, and welcome to this quick response video to Shad's last video of what an adventurer's gear should be and what they should be carrying with them. What should an adventurer be bringing with them on an adventure? Just to give you an idea of on your fantasy map what it could look like. An adventurer could be traveling 20 to 40 kilometers on foot or 30 to 60 kilometers on horseback in one day, depending on the weather conditions and the terrain they're traveling through. So if you're traveling through hilly terrain, or if you're traveling in rain, you're going to be slower. And if you're traveling on a sunny day in a plain, then you're probably going to have an easier time. Another thing that is going to impact how fast you're going to travel is to hunt, to fish, or to forage some food. You can just travel with your food, but one thing is that food takes a lot of space. It's a compromise that you're going to have to make. So do you want to travel with more food and be encumbered, or do you want to travel light and have to stop to forage? What kind of food would an adventurer bring with them? First thing they would bring is probably bread or biscuits. They would also carry dried salted meat, so jerky, some dried fruits, some nuts, and they might also carry some fresh produce depending on the season. For food, they would also be carrying some metal pots and pans. You would probably carry all of your food in a net, like I have here on my pack. It is a lightweight to transport your food, and it also can be used to trap animals or to fish once your pack is empty. For water, you're going to need at least 3 liters of water per day to stay hydrated when you're traveling. Right here I have World War II canteen, a bladder full of water, and I also have a modern water bottle, and all those 3 together make 4 liters of water. If I'm doing any kind of exercise or fighting, then I'm gonna probably drink that whole 4 liters in one day. So that's 3 water containers for one day. I would not want to carry much more than what I'm carrying right now. So I would have to boil water if I'm in a dry environment, or if I don't want to stop somewhere that I can have water, then I'm going to have to carry at least double what I'm carrying right now to have enough water. The next important thing is going to be shelter. So for shelter, what I have here are 2 wool blankets. So you can use one of these as a roof to make yourself a shelter, and wool is very good to protect against water. You just string a rope between 2 trees and tie the 4 corners to the floor, and you have a roof over your head. And you use the second blanket to cover yourself at night and keep yourself warm. For fire after that, I have fire starter, steel, and some flint. So you would want a flint and steel to start yourself a fire. Fire is one of the most important things that you're going to want to have when you're traveling. You want the fire to be able to cook your food, to boil your water, and you also want fire to keep you warm, especially in weather like this one. I'm currently starting to freeze. Okay. Another thing for fire that you might want to be carrying is a lantern. So you're probably going to be carrying a lantern, something like this one. You're going to have a candle in this that you're going to try to keep burning. It's much easier to start a fire from an existing source rather than trying to start it with the flint and steel. So with that, you're also going to be carrying some additional candles. So these are beeswax candles I made myself. Once you have your food, your water, your shelter, and your fire sorted out, you're probably going to want to have a dagger. If you don't already have a dagger for combat, you might want to have one anyways for survival. People in the Middle Ages were less dirty than most think, so they would probably be carrying some soap, a spare pair of shoes, and a spare shirt. The next things that you would be carrying would be personal items, so small trinkets, some dice to play games, buckles, some pouches. You would have your coins, maybe magical items, some potions that they want to carry on them. So all of that is additional stuff that you have to carry. These are the basics of what you would need for a 2-day travel. You might want, if you're going on a longer travel, or if you want to be better equipped, you might have a first aid kit, and you might have a hatchet to cut some wood, you might have a pickaxe, you might have a shovel. All these are additional tools that you might have and that you might use during your travels as an adventurer. Then, exactly like Shad mentioned, all your weapons. So here I have my quiver, I have my longsword, I have my bow, but you would have to carry all of those in addition to your pack. I would probably be traveling with this on my back, so like this. And this is a bit short, I would want a longer stick, but this may give you an example of what it would look like on a travel. And right now, if I'm getting attacked by someone, so I would have to ditch my pack and then take my sword. Right now it's stuck in with my lantern. So here, and now I'm ready to fight. So I could be fighting like this. Obviously, right now I don't have a shield like Shad mentioned. I also don't have an armor. Right now I'm in civilian clothing. Okay, I have my bow, but if I'm getting attacked, I'm not ready to use it. And Shad mentioned that. It takes some time to string my bow. And another thing is that if the battle turns bad, right now I'm in trouble because I dropped my pack. If the battle goes bad and I have to flee, I'm not going to stop to pick up my pack. I'm just going to be running. And if I do that, then I'm losing all my food, all my shelter. That's what's at stake with encumbrance and with everything that you're carrying on your journey as an adventurer. So if I put my sword away and I put this back and I pick up my back, I could just decide to run away with this, but I have the additional weight, I have the additional stuff that's clinging around. I'm not going to be discreet or fast with this. And that forced me to take some decisions on the field. You're probably going to ditch your pack, but if the battle turns bad at all, you're going to lose everything. And you're probably going to have difficulty surviving. You have adventurers carrying tons of money with them and 2 weeks of food with 2 weeks of water. There is no way anyone is carrying 2 weeks of food and 2 weeks of water on them like this while carrying their weapons and armor and additional stuff that they want to have with them. The time that it would take for them to drop everything to be effective to fight. And that's something that we don't see. They travel for months. They don't have pack animals to bring food, equipment with them. They're just traveling on foot by themselves. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for taking the time. I hope you learned something about what you're going to carry on your next adventure. And you're probably going to reduce the number of things that your party can carry with them. A lot of the things that I have here with me come from Kalamazoo. So my sword, my arrows, my bow, my hatchet, all come from Kalamazoo. Please take a look at them. They have a lot of amazing stuff. There's a link in the video description. So if you liked, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.